I would like to take you to Terre Blanche and to some of the other
Put
guys.
us together.
Yes, maybe see what happens.
What do you think would happen?
Are you scared, Nick?
It doesn't make me feel comfortable, the idea.
Nothing will happen. You see how things turned out? I think you sort of enjoyed it.
JP is the proud owner of this ambulance. He works as an ambulance driver in Klerksdorp. This is Carolyn, JP's new wife. Carolyn works as a librarian in Ventersdorp, where she has her own home. She only visits JP at the weekends.
For the future, no way. This is only a passing through, as I see it. This is not our end destination. I think we have a better destination afterwards.
And what's that?
Eternal life. Or don't you believe in that?
Describe. I don't even know what it is.
You're not into religion at all. So how must I explain this now to you?
It's in you. You can't do good things to deserve it. You are born with it. Yeah.
But it's like the idea of the chosen people.
That's right.
That's right.
But that's such a dangerous idea. Because
Why?
everyone could think they're the chosen people. I mean, it's a...
Look, if you want to talk about religion, you've got to decide on what grounds you want to talk about it. And the only grounds I've got to talk about this is the Bible, right? I've got to believe what the Bible tells me, otherwise it's useless believing in any sort of religion.
Well, what does the Bible tell you?
The Bible tells me that man was created in God's image. In other words, Adam was created in God's image.
But what's that got to do with being white?
Well, I'll tell you. From Adam to Noah, you can draw a direct line. And everybody or anything that wasn't on the ark died off. So the only things that survived and the only humans that survived was on the ark. After Noah, I can draw a direct line to King David, which is the first person that is described in what he looks like. And you can go and read the description of King David, and you will see he was a white man with a reddish complexion and red hair. So, the image of God that Adam was created in was white. It had this uniform on. The rest must have also been on the ark. They couldn't have been part of the humans. They must have been part of the animals. And only...
That's a very radical theory, JP.
Think so, Nick?
So they were animals.
You can call them what they like. Their name was translated. Actually,
so what were they called? What were they called in the Bible?
I can't remember the word. It's a Hebrew word. But it's been translated to diere van die veld. And everywhere you read about the diere van die veld in the Bible, you will see they've got human capabilities. They can touch, they can wear clothes, I don't know.
Chimpanzees,
no,
gorillas.
I don't call them monkeys or chimpanzees. What I'm telling you is God created everything he created by speaking a word. Only Adam was created by God with his hands, and he blew his spirit into Adam. And I believe the white skin is a descendant of Adam, directly.
It sounds very uncompromising.
You've upset.
No, he hasn't upset her, but we...
Don't believe. That they don't believe. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Die kuststreke van hierdie onbekende Kaap was die tuiste van 'n primitiewe barbaarse ras. En so het oor die barbaarse wildheid van hierdie ongerepte land vir die eerste keer 'n simbool van ons beskawing verryk. Versterk drank het hulle 'n spontane voorliefde gevoel, waardeur hulle bestem was om die witman se eerste inboorlingsvraagstuk te word.
Dr. Hendrik Verwoerd, to Blanche and JP's hero and political inspiration, put the apartheid policy into practice in the 1950s.
Our policy is one which is called by an Afrikaans word apartheid. And I'm afraid that has been misunderstood so often. It could just as easily, and perhaps much better, be described as a policy of good neighborliness.
White South Africa just got on with enjoying apartheid, the South Africa that JP and the leader loved. But let's just remind ourselves, our governments, Britain, America, France and West Germany, actually increased their investments once apartheid was declared. The South Africa that JP and the leader grew up in never had it so good. Under apartheid, Verwoerd set up a series of tribal homelands and forced blacks to leave the cities. 13% of the worst farmland went to the black majority. Verwoerd classified every child, woman and man by race and color. Blacks could only move away from their tribal homelands if they were employed in the white areas. Racial segregation affected every area of daily life. Sharpeville was a taste of things to come. 64 unarmed people shot dead while making a peaceful protest against the pass laws. British and American investments actually increased sixfold after Sharpeville. Companies like Hoover, Coca-Cola, Ford, General Motors, British Leyland, Courtaulds, Unilever, Tate & Lyle, ICI, and banks like Chase Manhattan and Barclays. With the use of IBM computers, the apartheid regime's classifications actually became a reality. The French supplied Mirage jets, the British Buccaneers, and prohibitive weapons were smuggled through Israel, even during sanctions. Nelson Mandela was seen as a terrorist by Britain and America. In 1962, he was arrested with information supplied by a CIA agent, Donald Rickard. Mandela would stay in prison for 27 years. There were several assassination attempts on Verwoerd. He was finally assassinated in 1966. His successor, Foster, interned as a Nazi in the Second World War, demonstrated his excellent taste by selecting the young leader out of 20,000 policemen to be his own personal bodyguard. De Blanche also did his bit, putting down black protests as the apartheid regime became more and more oppressive. But the young leader found Foster too liberal. He wanted a stricter apartheid, with the blacks totally segregated in their homelands and the whites in theirs.